Rounds 10 and 11 of Season 9 sees us return to Asia for the Jakarta ePrix. 22 races have previously been held on the continent of Asia, and over the years we've seen a bit of everything. From last lap crashes to rain-soaked drama, and from the Middle East to Southeast Asia, excitement seems to always just be around the corner in this part of the world. So let's take a look back at some of the best moments. Formula E's inaugural race was held in October 2014 in the world's most populous capital city, Beijing in China. French driver Nico Prost took Formula E's first ever pole position, and apart from a car swap pit stop, held the lead from Nick Heidfeld for every lap of the race, right up until the final corner.
2 more corners to go now in the FIA Formula E race here in Beijing. There's still just 0.6 of a second between first and second, but it looks as though Nico Prost may just have enough. He comes through turn 19, 1 turn to go. Heidfeld's closing in as they come towards the final corner at turn 20. Is Heidfeld going to fancy a look into the last corner of the race? Heidfeld goes to the inside line and they make contact and they're both off. And that's an accident for Nick Heidfeld. He has gone off the circuit. The two of them come together at the final corner, which means Lucas di Grassi is going to take victory in the FIA Formula E race here in Beijing. A dramatic end to the race as Nick Heidfeld is pitched into the air after contact with Nico Prost. The Venturi team watching on, and what a dramatic end as the cars come across the line. Frank Montani finishing in second for Andretti. It's third for Daniel Abt, fourth for Sam Bird, fifth for Charles Pic.
The huge last lap collision allowed Lucas di Grassi to claim the honour of being Formula E's first race winner, and in Season 2 he finished in second place behind a dominant Sebastian Buemi, who claimed Formula E's first ever Grand Slam with pole position, fastest lap and the race win in Beijing, starting his eventual title-winning season off in style. In Seasons 1 and 2, the season opening Beijing race was followed by the Putrajaya ePrix in Malaysia. In Season 1, we saw Sam Bird take a comfortable victory, crossing the line ahead of Lucas di Grassi and Sebastian Buemi, who had both been disqualified from qualifying, yet still made their way onto the podium from the back of the grid. The first half of the Season 2 race was dominated by Sebastian Buemi, who looked set to take successive victories until his car troubles on lap 15, pushing him to the back of the field. What followed was an action-packed final few laps.
Into our left brake region, map 3 or map 2.
And is that the other Dragon car? It is.
He's hit the wall. Look,
Loic Duval is in big troubles, and that means that Jerome D'Ambrosio is up into second place. Robin Freins goes through, and he's up into third. Sam Bird is up into fourth. Where did he come from? Off goes Freins.
No.
Freins is in the wall. He might have just about got away with that, potentially.
No, I think Duval has
his front wing.
Look at Duval's left rear suspension. So he's done that. French has done the front wing.
This is on board with Nico Prost, and he's gone straight on into the wall.
What is happening?
Jerome D'Ambrosio from third place is off the track and in the wall, and that promotes Robin Freins up into third position.
He's broke the suspension too.
But here comes Lucas di Grassi through the final corner. What a topsy-turvy ePrix here in Putrajaya. Renault lost out with both cars, and Lucas di Grassi was on hand to take the win and take the lead of the championship.
Brilliant.
Who's going to be second? It should be Sam Bird across the line. It is. He finishes in second position. And now wait for Robin Freins. Look at him coming through the final corner. He's going to be all over the shop because his suspension is absolutely ruined. But here he comes for Andretti to finish in third position.
Lucas di Grassi crossed the line over 13 seconds ahead of Sam Bird in second place, and almost 30 seconds ahead of third place Robin Freins, to claim his first victory since the first ever race in Beijing the season before. The opening race of Season 3 saw Formula E make its debut on the streets of Hong Kong, as the first ever major international motorsport event to take place in the city, the cars racing past famous Hong Kong landmarks.
And there's your winner.
Buemi takes the checkered flag.
Defending champion Sebastian Buemi picked up where he left off, winning from 5th on the grid, ahead of Season 3's eventual champion Lucas di Grassi. The race returned as a double-header in Season 4, and an incident-packed first lap brought out Formula E's first ever red flag,
It's blocked. Red flag.
But the drama did not end there.
Did a little look to the inside. There he goes up the inside and 6 of the hairpin. Great move from Sam Bird. Now into the pits comes Bird. No. And he's missed his way in. And now he is going to have to jump into the other car. It's so slippery and dusty in there in the pit lane. Sam Bird, the race leader, given a drive-through penalty. Here comes Sam Bird serving his drive-through penalty. Where's he going to emerge then? He comes out of the pit lane now, and he is. That's still in the lead. He's still in the lead.
Oh my God!
So Sam Bird, despite having a drive-through penalty, has managed to emerge just in front of Jean-Eric Verne and Nick Heidfeld. It's such a short pit lane.
Yep.
It skips out the final 2 corners. Sam Bird wins in Hong Kong, the opening race of the season.
Despite a drive-through penalty, Sam Bird ended up taking the checkered flag by over 11 seconds ahead of Jean-Eric Verne. The second race of the doubleheader brought up even more drama, as the starting lights malfunctioned, abandoning the standing start procedure and causing the drivers to start behind the safety car.
As we go green in Hong Kong once again, through the final corner, out onto Longwo Road. Who has got the best start and who is going to know where to brake on the run down towards the first corner? Here comes Rosenquist. He's lost it! Rosenquist spins at turn 1. He's binned it at Tamar Park, and he's dropping right down the order. He collides with Nelson Piquet, and that means Eduardo Mortara is into the lead of the race.
Pole sitter Felix Rosenquist had a start to forget before fighting his way up to the top 3. As Eduardo Mortara looks set to claim his first ever Formula E victory.
Mortara made the decision for him.
He's spun! Mortara has spun down at Hong Kong Station when he looked to be in control of the ePrix. And Daniel Abt now is leading the race on his birthday with just 2.5 laps to go. Mortara's thrown it away.
The drama didn't end there though, as after the race, Daniel Abt's car was disqualified, handing Felix Rosenquist the race win to top off a topsy-turvy day for the Swede. Season 5 saw Hong Kong host Formula E's 50th race, and after a dramatic penultimate lap incident between Sam Bird and Andre Lotterer, the stewards handed out a post-race 5-second penalty to Bird, giving Eduardo Mortara his first Formula E victory. A great way to make up for his disappointment the season before. Just 2 weeks after the Season 5 Hong Kong ePrix, Formula E returned to China for the Sanya ePrix. Located in the Haitang Bay area of Sanya, this race was full of action from start to finish.
And it is Bird. Bird is out. The race is over for the championship leader. He pulls off the track. What's happened here with Mitch Evans? Oh, he's got some signage on him, and he's going into the back of a Neo. Oh, that's Dillman. Here we go, then on board with Freitz.
A brave move around the outside of Lucas de Grassi. Both cars with Audi powertrains. Bit of contact.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a nudge. And there goes Verne. Verne leads in Sanya. Late move going up the inside into 11. Jean-Eric Verne leads the way. There's Lotterer up in front. Freitz covers it.
He's alongside.
There's going to be a little bit of a nudge there, wheel to wheel. And he did it. Good move from Lucas de Grassi. Bam! De Grassi sent spinning. Freitz was hit into him by Buemi.
Here, listen, there's a drive shaft failure, it sounds like, on Lucas de Grassi's car because the left rear is disconnected from the rest of the car.
So Verne across the line, pumps the air with his fist. He takes the checker flag in Sanya.
The season opener of Season 5 saw the Gen 2 cars take to the racetrack for their first race, alongside the debut Diriyah ePrix. Antonio Felix Acosta won from pole position in his BMW I Andretti. In Season 6, the race returned to Diriyah as a double-header, with Sam Bird masterfully making his way through the field to win the season opener.
Bird should be able to get around on the outside with the extra power. He thinks about it, but he's a little too far back there. Here's Bird behind Eduardo Mortara. Bird is in attack mode, Mortara is not. The British driver looks to the inside and moves up into 4th position. Here's Bird round the outside of Nick de Vries. So Bird goes through into 3rd position. Van Dorn covers the inside. Bird gets the inside though. Van Dorn's late on the brakes and he's going up the inside of Sims. They make contact and Bird is through. No, not quite. But Van Dorn is in the lead now. Sims drops behind him.
No attack mode, we abort.
Abort attack mode is the message to Van Dorn. But Bird's going for it anyway. Up the inside into the chicane. Bird's into the lead of the race in Diriyah. So it's Bird through the final corner to win the first race of season 6.
Yes, boys! Go Bird!
Fellow Brit Alexander Sims took pole position for BMW I Andretti in both rounds of the doubleheader and took full advantage of his pace in the second race, winning his first Formula E race. The Season 7 opener saw Formula E's first ever night race, as the race was shifted to the evening, and with that came one of Formula E's greatest overtakes.
Here is Mortara now. He needs to make use of his attack mode. He pulls to the right-hand side, pulls ahead of Evans. Is he going to try and get the Jaguar as well? It's 3 wide as they come down into the corner. Mortara takes 2 places.
Mitch Evans, yeah, looking good. That cutback was so close to disaster.
Oh my good. That's the kind of thing you always think about doing on the motorway, but never do.
Nick de Vries started his championship winning season off well as he won the first race, and in the second race, the 2 DS Techeetah drivers got closer with one another, just not in the way the team would have wanted.
Bird up the inside of Freitz coming into the chicane. The 2 DS Techeetahs are going side by side into the chicane. Team orders are done now by the looks of things. Sergio Sete Camera, side by side through 20. Sete Camera activates attack mode. They're going to make contact. Jean-Eric Verne's heading towards the wall. They both squeeze through. Once again, the rivalry at DS Techeetah absolutely unmanaged and uncontrolled.
Breathe, boys, breathe.
A late crash brought with it a red flag, and with not enough time to restart the race, Sam Bird took victory under the lights. There was deja vu in the air in Season 8 as Nick de Vries won the season opener again in Diriyah, this time followed closely by his Mercedes EQ teammate Stoffel van Dorn. Jake Dennis rounded off the podium after a race-long battle with his now teammate Andre Lotterer.
Dennis tries to send in the dummy and Lotterer covers the inside. Lotterer puts him in the wall. Here comes Dennis on the power now. He's right in the slipstream of Andre Lotterer coming up towards the chicane. Lotterer covers the inside. Dennis thinks about the dummy this time. He's a bit too far back. He forces his way through. Goes wide and off the circuit. Lotterer holds the place. Here comes Dennis up towards the chicane again. Third is Lotterer. Freitz has been given a drive-through penalty. The dummy again from Dennis. He's a long way back. Lotterer turns in. They're wheel to wheel. Dennis makes the move. Lotterer tries to force it. Bird is in there as well. Dennis is into third.
In the second race of the doubleheader, it looked like de Vries' Diriyah dominance was going to repeat itself. Until contact with Lucas di Grassi and then Jean-Eric Verne damaged his car and he fell down the order. Alexander Sims hit the wall with 9 minutes remaining, and Rocket Venturi's Eduardo Mortara crossed the line under safety car conditions to win the race, ahead of Robin Freins in second and di Grassi in third. Rounds 2 and 3 of Season 9 belonged to Porsche's Pascal Wehrlein. The German showed off his overtaking skills in both rounds, winning the first race from 9th on the grid and the second race from 5th.
Bird had a bit of an advantage last time, but Wehrlein is as close as he's been into turn 18. Wehrlein to the inside. Wehrlein takes the lead of the Diriyah ePrix. Gets ahead of Sam Bird. Wehrlein onto the brakes. Through the chicane, gets it stopped, neat and tidy. One more corner to go for the German. Dennis was the championship leader coming into this one. He still might be. Looks to the inside of the final corner, but Wehrlein holds on. Wehrlein wins for Porsche. His second win in Formula E. Here comes Wehrlein. Wehrlein going for it now on Jake Hughes in the Porsche to the inside at turn 18 and makes the move. All cars around him. Dennis in 7th has some energy left as well. This is already the fight for second place. Pascal Wehrlein in the Porsche has caught the back of Evans and he's through.
That's the difference there. That's the difference between having the same amount of energy and having a 2% advantage over the car in front of you.
He's a little far away, is he? Coming into the chicane.
Next lap.
Onto the brakes, not quite close enough, but he's very much caught the back hit. Oh, Rast goes through attack mode. So Wehrlein into the lead of the race. Pascal Wehrlein does the double in Diriyah as the checker flag falls. Wehrlein wins again, takes the lead of the championship.
Win! Yes!
Season 8 marked our first visit to Jakarta, where we saw heat rising both on and off the track as Indonesia welcomed FIA-sanctioned motorsport back into the country for the first time since 2006. Temperatures soared above 30 degrees Celsius with a humidity far greater than most were familiar with. But despite the challenges, our drivers found new means to keep themselves cool and ensure the racing action did not disappoint, entertaining thousands of fans as they flocked to see their favourite drivers race around the Angkor beach area, as well as the 13.4 million viewers at home who tuned in live.
Let's see how aggressive Mitch Evans is going to be. This is turn 7 and both Techeetahs lock up. Is this an opportunity for Evans? Round the outside.
Big mistake from Da Costa, there's contact and Evans is through. Da Costa going in far too hot into turn 7. Mortara gets through in the Venturi ahead of the DS Techeetah of Da Costa. But heads Evans to the inside. Evans attacks into turn 7 and takes the lead of the Jakarta ePrix.
Where did that come from?
Evans is just doing enough. Vern's in big energy trouble here. He's got 1%. Evans and Mortara have 2%. Vern is going to struggle to finish second here, surely. They're coming down into the left-hander of 7. They're both, Evans and Vern, covering the inside defensively. Can Mortara find a way through? There's only really 2 more overtaking opportunities, and the first one is coming up into turn 13.
Through 12, this is the run up to 13 now. No, he lifts really early, Mitch Evans. Vern defending like crazy. So Evans put the energy back into the battery, back up to 1%.
It's a long run to the line as well, so they may have to lift off here, Jean-Eric Vern, earlier than Mortara. Mortara tries to get through. Vern's out of shape. Evans is surely going to hold on. I think Vern is going to run out of energy here. He covers the inside again. It's going to be right together for second place, but Mitch Evans in the Jaguar has driven a superb race, and Mitch Evans wins in Jakarta.
Our Season 8 finale took place with a doubleheader on the streets of the South Korean capital of Seoul, crowning a world champion in our 100th Formula E race. The first race of the doubleheader saw a huge rainstorm hit the track just moments before race start, leading to chaos at the end of the first lap.
A few in the barrier at the back, 3 in the barrier at the back. Yellow flag out, and that might cause a little pause to the race, and it's a red flag. Red flag is out. And that's why.
Mitch Evans took the victory and narrowed the gap to championship leader Stoffel Vandoorne, meaning that the race for the World Championship title will go down to the final race of the season. A second place finish meant that Stoffel Vandoorne was named Season 8 World Champion, also securing the Teams World Championship for Mercedes EQ.
Well done, champ.
Yes, boys.
World champion!
Van Dorn is the next to have his name engraved on the Formula E World Championship trophy.
Our most recent visit to Asia saw us race in India for the first time, as round 4 of season 9 took place in Hyderabad. Cricket legends and Bollywood stars flocked to the grid, and the racing that followed had a little bit of everything.
We go green in Hyderabad. Nick Cassidy's coming down the inside and gets it done.
Izzeto Mortara has lost his front wing down at turn 3. Then here comes Buemi. Sebastian Buemi to the inside of Jean-Eric Verne just as Evans takes attack mode. Wait, Sam Bird. Super late off teammate. The two Jaguars collide. Bird hits Evans. But here comes Verne for the lead of the race. Jean-Eric Verne to the inside of Sebastian Buemi. Dennis will have the extra power in attack mode. Buemi covers it off. Oh, there's contact. The safety car deployed is Jake Hughes. Jake Hughes, damage on the front, has come to a halt. Oh, into the back. Ratched into the back of Dennis. One of the most remarkable Formula E races in a long time. Heading towards the line. And Verne takes the checkered flag and wins in Hyderabad in unbelievable fashion.
So there we have it, 22 races in 6 Asian countries. What will our next one bring with it? Find out in Jakarta for rounds 10 and 11 of the ABB FIA Formula E World Championship.